Good morning, guys. So, we're going to take a look at this guy, Michael Flynn. General Michael Flynn. He is right now becoming the face of Christianity inside the touring circuit of all of these Christian conferences and stuff. And Michael Flynn is a Democrat. Donald Trump had originally planned on having Michael Flynn run with him for his first run as president. This was supposed to be his vice president, was Michael Flynn. When Trump was inside the White House, he pardoned the crimes that Michael Flynn committed. And now Michael Flynn is trying to run Christianity. Now, what's the problem with Michael Flynn is that Michael Flynn has already done a prayer to Saint Germain. Now, he was inside a Christian conference, and he ends up saying this whole prayer. He repeats a prayer, but the problem is that prayer that he repeated was the prayer from Elizabeth Clare Prophet from the Summit Lighthouse movement, and she was praying that prayer to the ascended Master Saint Germain, and Saint Germain is Lucifer. So when Michael Flynn, who all the Christians keep saying he's a great man of God, we should all listen to him. This guy right here, David Harris Jr., is Lacey's brother. I've known Lacey since high school. This guy is a Satanist. He is a member of Bethel Church. It's not any secret that he's a member of Bethel Church. That's what he does. But this guy is pushing Kate, Steenel, Michael Flynn, Russell Simmons, and tax reform.
Giving, of being thankful. We've got to share why we're thankful. We've got to remember what there is to be thankful for, especially in the face of absolute insanity. I had to go live earlier. I couldn't wait until 4 o'clock. I had to go live earlier, specifically just on Kate Steinley's, I'm not even sure how you pronounce it, Steinley. I think it's Steinel. 29-year-old young woman that was walking hand in hand with her father in San Francisco on the pier and was shot. This illegal immigrant admitted to shooting her. He admitted it. How does he get off when he admitted in 2005 with
David Harris is a chaos magician. Order ab chaos. They create a problem so that they can be the answer to fix the problem. David is pointing out that some girl got shot. Now, my God, that comes from Bethel's Freemason teachings, should be put in charge of fixing the situation. Right? That's the stuff that goes through the heads of these occultists. This guy thinks that Michael Flynn and Donald Trump are amazing. He met Donald Trump and shook his hand, and Donald Trump even held David Harris's book that he had for sale.
That's, if you don't believe in God, I wish you just at least pray. Pray to whatever, just pray. Just, God, if you're good and you're up there, will you please bring some sanity to this country? Because this country needs it. This country needs some sanity. This country needs some wisdom. This country needs some mercy in the face of dealing with what these politicians have put in place that we, the American people, then have to live with. It's absolutely insane to me. Michael Flynn, you've heard the news. Michael Flynn, he actually came out. He testified today. He agreed that he lied to the FBI. He was caught lying to the FBI. He lied about the recordings. That's why they let it out. Flynn, a retired Army lieutenant, becomes the first Trump ex-White House official charged in the special counsel probe. These communications that a prosecutor said Flynn had discussed a very senior member. Somebody is going to get drug into this. somebody is going to get drug into this. I'm sick to my stomach about the Flynn deal, and then I read the news about Kate. It's like, what is going on? Calm and trust God. When in doubt, my stomach about the Flynn deal, and then I read the news about Kate. It's like, what is going on? When in doubt, keep calm and trust God.
It's not hard to find if you go over here. Michael Flynn and Claire Prophet side-by-side comparison. General Michael Flynn is channeling cult leader Elizabeth Claire Prophet. These guys are Satanists who are trying to trick people into... This is the cult. They're praying to the ascended Master Saint Germain. If you guys come over here to the playlist, hit all, scroll down. Saint Germain is Lucifer, esoteric god of Freemasonry and the New Age movements. There are 13 videos in this folder so far. There will be 14 when I get done with this video. But this is Saint Germain. This is who Michael Flynn is praying to. That guy right there is who Michael Flynn is praying to. Saint Germain, Lucifer. Bethel had teaching CDs. I was at a garage sale. All the stuff was Bethelite stuff, and they had the teachings of Saint Germain. Before Yeshua comes back, the man of lawlessness must be revealed. Head of esoteric Freemasonry in Reading, all-powerful signs and wonders. Artificial intelligence, Luciferian takeover of Reading. Fallen angel cult, financing Bethel's takeover of Reading. Saint Germain is the one providing the gold backing for the new one world currency, the mark of the beast. Bethel Ascended Master Fallen Angel Doctrine. NAR leaders get blue angels just like Masons get blue angels. The teachings of Bethel are from the Kabbalah. Shasta Springs story. This video at the bottom, you have to wait until... See where that red line is at the bottom of the screen? It's not quite halfway in. It's somewhere around there. They end up saying, oh yes, the St. Germain Foundation bought out Shasta Springs. Shasta Springs is where this whole cult hangs out at. And Michael Flynn is worshiping Lucifer, the Ascended Master St. Germain.
I didn't know you could get all this stuff on Uber Eats. Yeah. I remember that.
Well, you know what they say, in order to remember something.
Mighty I am here, O God, and I am the instrument of those sevenfold rays and archangels.
We are your instrument of those sevenfold rays and all your archangels. All of them.
And I will not retreat. I will take my stand. I will not fear to speak. And I will be the instrument of God's will, whatever it is.
We will not retreat. We will not retreat. We will stand our ground. We will not fear to speak. We will be the instrument of your will, whatever it is.
Here I am, so help me God, in the name of Archangel Michael and his legions. I am freeborn, and I shall remain freeborn, and I shall not be enslaved by any foe within or without.
In your name, and the name of your legions, we are freeborn, and we shall remain freeborn. And we shall not be enslaved by any foe, within or without. So help me God. God bless you. God bless America. Thank you very much.
God bless you. God bless America. Thank you very much.
Michael Flynn's political influence has only grown since the January 6th insurrection.
Tomorrow, we the people are going to be here, and we want you to know that we will not stand for a lie.
General Flynn, do you believe in the peaceful transition of power in the United States of America?
Let's go. One more time, General Flynn.
After failed efforts to overthrow the 2020 election results, the retired three-star general and former national security advisor has been focused on this year's elections.
Because I am so sick and tired of these Republicans that are out there that do nothing.
The Associated Press and Frontline sat down with Flynn in a rare...
He's tired of these Republicans who are doing nothing. Right-hand path Kabbalists versus left-hand path Kabbalists. They're worshiping the devil and claiming to be Christians. I love you guys, but this is not the faith once preached that we are to earnestly contend for. Scripture says, the faith once preached. Guess what that means? Just read the Bible and don't add your thoughts to it.
America begins with local action.
Yeah, I do use this phrase, local action, national impact. Local action, national impact. If we do that across the country, that's the way we're going to take this country back.
It also includes promoting baseless conspiracy theories and stoking division and grievance.
We're going to continue to go around this country and talk about election fraud. We're going to talk about COVID, this health tyranny that we're facing.
I consider Michael Flynn one of the most dangerous individuals in America today because he is spearheading the attack on our democracy, which is coming from many quarters, and he is affiliated with many of these sectors, from the military to Christian nationalism to election denial.
Flynn has endorsed around 100 candidates for federal, state, and even local offices, raised millions, and helped launch the Reawaken America tour that mixes politics and religion.
I mean, there is a spiritual war and there is a political war. And they are going on. They're going on in this country right now.
Why are you now a politician?
I'm not. I could care less.
He's not a politician. He is championing the cause of Lucifer. That's it. He's not a politician. He's a Luciferian. He's trying to get you to worship the devil.
I don't want the government messing around with those two things. Politics. My faith and my health. I don't want the government messing around with those two things.
But he is the government, and he's messing around with those things. If you guys think that either of these Freemasonic Luciferians are Christians, I got a bridge to sell you. Actually, I'm going to sell you Donald Trump's downtown New York penthouse. I mean, if you believe these guys are Christians, I got a penthouse to sell you. I love you guys. Come out of the beast of Babylon. These guys are Freemasonic Luciferians. That's it. Michael Flynn, Donald Trump. Donald Trump met with the Ascended Master Saint Germain in 2016 in Mount Shasta. I have more than 30 or so friends. When I had my antique shop in McLeod, inside the McLeod Mercantile, there's only like 900 people in town. At least 30 of those people work inside Patty Hearst's house. Patty Hearst that owns the History Channel, and all of those people saw Donald Trump at Patty Hearst's house. Okay? Donald Trump used to date Patty Hearst's sister. Patty Hearst's sister used to date Donald Trump. Saint Germain came into my antique shop, Mark Barnonius, and told me, I'm the presidential advisor for Donald Trump. He's got it on his resume. He's got it on his business cards. U.S. Representative of Sweden's Unity Party, presidential advisor, international diplomat, keynote speaker, award-winning and published poet to himself. Look right here. Presidential advisor to the President of the United States of America. Presidential advisor. And he had been Obama's presidential advisor. So, this, call no man master, right? This is Saint Germain. This is who Elizabeth Clare Prophet was praying to, and this is who Michael Flynn had the Christians praying to.
Presence, I am here, O God, and I am the instrument of those sevenfold rays and archangels.
We are your instrument of those sevenfold rays and all your...
See how Michael just said the sevenfold rays. This is Summit Lighthouse Movement's teaching on the Lords of the Seven Rays. So this is what Elizabeth Clare Prophet was praying. This is what Michael Flynn is praying.
These masters that I would speak to you of are called the Lords of the Seven Rays. And I have told their story in a pocketbook, which is by that very name, Lords of the Seven Rays. It's 2 books in one. The first half gives biographical background. Who were they? When did they live? What did they learn? What did they bring forth? The second half is their teaching. This book emphasizes the fact that there are retreats of these Lords of the Seven Rays, whom we call Ascended Masters, and that
there are, what did she just say? There are retreats, right? That would be the Royal Tannin Retreat in January. Royal Teton, I don't remember how it's pronounced. And the Great White Brotherhood of Light, the Ascended Masters, meet in Mount Shasta, January 1st through the 7th and July 1st through the 7th. They meet with Lucifer. They get their esoteric information from Lucifer. Those top 500 of the fallen angels, the people who get possessed by the fallen angels, those are the divas, the angels that go into the Masonic lodges and talk to the 30th through the 33rd degree Freemasons. And then the 30th through the 33rd degree Freemasons trickle down all the information of what Lucifer wants done in the world over the next 6 months until the next group meets again, gets new marching orders, and goes back out into the world.
These Ascended Masters have opened their retreats as universities of the Spirit. The Ascended Masters teach us through the Keepers of the Flame lessons, sponsored by Saint Germain, how we can, as we go to sleep at night, pursue meditation, visualization, prayers, and decrees, that we might...
All those things are things that Bethel is teaching, and all of those things come directly out of the Kabbalah. And the Kabbalah is the foundation of all Freemason teachings, and the Kabbalah is inside the Bible listed as the doctrine of devils, the things that God considers abominations that we are not allowed to touch.
Enter the etheric body, our souls journeying in the etheric body to the etheric plane where these retreats are.
This post from Saint Germain was just after I had moved out of town, and he had done another one of his retreats. The Brotherhood of Mount Shasta just finished their biannual meetings yesterday in the etheric Melchizedek Temple that is directly over the mountain, January 1st through the 7th. The next meeting is July 1st through the 7th. They do this every 6 months, held simultaneously with the Royal Teton Retreat meetings with over 500 of the Ascended Masters. And new assignments handed out to individual masters for the next 6 months according to the planetary consciousness, and then to meet again in July and continue. There are actually over 170 members of the Brotherhood who actually live in town here. Where he is standing in that picture is right next to, what's the name of that park? Hoo Hoo Park? I think it's called Hoo Hoo Park. up in McLeod, California. He's standing right next to the baseball field. He's like, I can tell because of how he is lined up with Mount Shasta and what's inside the picture. So, as the group's avatar is embodied on Earth at this time, we all had to come with roughly only 2 to 10% memory, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Over here, they need to create a global ascension where all are freed in one afternoon, where all our dreams manifest times 10,000 in one day. That will be the true beginning of the 7th and final golden age of Aquarius, where we experience the complete re-anchoring of the 5th dimension, heaven on earth. As above, so below, right? After 17 million years, he's claiming that he is a 17 million year old entity. I know there will only be music and art in a 10,000 year celebration. That's not what Scripture says. This group is in big trouble. Bethel's in big trouble. All these churches that keep bringing in people like Michael Flynn to be able to say this is Christianity and this is who we need to be following, y'all are in big trouble. And I'm not kidding. Big trouble. So when these Satanists try telling you that you need to be following them and their God, sure does look like Michael Flynn's hand is going right there to the second knuckle of Pence. Because they're all working together. This video from CBS News is 33 seconds long. Trump says he'd welcome back former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn back to the White House.
Have him back into the White House?
I would. I think he's a great gentleman. He's been in the military for many, many decades, actually. Highly respected. What General Flynn went through is so unfair, and he's still going through it. If he were a Democrat, that would have never happened, number one. And number two, if it did happen, it would have been an immediate exoneration. With us, it's always harder. But in the meantime, I'm here, and they're not.
Hold on. Trump just said if Michael Flynn was a Democrat, he would have never had this issue. Donald Trump vetting Michael Flynn for presidential vice presidential pick. The retired general is registered as a Democrat. But didn't Trump just said if he was a Democrat, he wouldn't be having any of these problems? You guys, this whole thing is a Freemasonic, Luciferian, worshipping puppet show. They are praying to the devil, and they are claiming to be followers of Yeshua HaMashiach, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that's inside the Bible. They're calling themselves Christians. This is not Christianity, you guys. Run away from anybody who's going to be telling you Elizabeth Clare Prophet prayers to Saint Germain are good.
Officially opened to vast numbers of people, in fact, tens of thousands of people, that would journey there at night on January 1 or another, been taken by angels of light to these inner retreats. And that because of an inner learning process that has begun to percolate into the outer mind, whether through questioning or through seeking or dissatisfaction with one's current state of awareness, there has come about a sense of pursuing a path and arriving at the place when the full awareness should come to you of what you have been learning on these inner planes of being, even while you're functioning on this plane.
We've been learning that everybody, all the world is a stage, and all the people are players. If the people are on the world stage, They are Freemasonic actors who have been put on the world stage.
So the basis of that teaching that you learn at inner levels is the basis that I've given you this evening. That is the cornerstone of your life, your purpose, your goal, and your destiny in this life.
That's Hermetic magic. Your intentions determine what happens to you. That's the same Hermetic magic that Bethel is teaching.
This book, then, is exciting, easy reading, and it's very heavily illustrated. When I tell you about the Lords of the Seven Rays now, and I talk to you about their embodiments, the slides you see are just a few of the hundreds of illustrations that there are in this book.
Notice how this lady's trying to sell you a book too, just like Bethel's trying to sell you a book. They're getting all this knowledge, but never coming to the truth of Messiah.
So we begin with beloved El Moria, known as the Lord.
No, we're not interested in any of these guys. All right, so these are the top 7 physical bodies of people, human people, who get possessed by the top 7 of the fallen angels. That's what the 7 rays is.
Moria is very straightforward, very direct, and very much active in the affairs of state in the world today, as he was in his embodiment as St. Thomas More, 1478 to 1535, Lord Chancellor of England. He was lawyer, judge, statesman, author, poet, and humanist. All of those callings reflect the first ray.
The preceding lecture was given by Elizabeth Clare Prophet, world-renowned author and spiritual teacher. The Summit Lighthouse is an international spiritual organization dedicated to universal enlightenment. Founded in 1958, the Summit Lighthouse has been a beacon of truth to thousands worldwide and a leader in New Thought spirituality. The preceding program has been brought to you by the Summit Lighthouse. For more information...
So, lighthouse. The fraternity needs a lighthouse. Are you a lighthouse? See how all of these things connect together. The lighthouse is a tower with a bright light at top located at the important or dangerous place regarding navigation. It's directly connected to Freemasonry. That's what we are watching. Come out of the beast. These guys are all Luciferians trying to get everyone to go and follow Saint Germain to the lake of fire. That's their objective. I love you guys. Michael Flynn is not a Christian. He should not be out on Christian touring, conference, speaking engagements in any way, shape, or form. The man belongs in prison where he should have been the first time. I love you guys. Come out of the beast of Babylon.